You are welcome to my channel. Now the question here says resolve 3x minus 1 all over x plus 2 bracket close, open bracket, x minus 5 bracket close into partial fractions. Now, we want to see how we can resolve this into partial fractions. So if you look at this denominator, we have two separate values there, two separate expressions. So that means we can resolve them into two partial fractions. So let me write the question out. That is 3x now. 3x minus 1 all over x plus 2 and then x minus 5. So it should be equivalent to two fractions now. That is, let's call one of them to be a all over the first denominator here, which is x plus 2, and then plus b, which is the second fraction, all over x minus 5. So these two fractions add up together to give us this single fraction. So we want to find the values of a and b so that we can finally resolve them into partial fractions. Now, as usual, let me use the equivalent sign here. The LCM of these two is simply to multiply them together. So I say x plus 2, just as what we have here, multiplied by x minus 5. So this is the LCM. Now, this LCM, just like the way we handle fraction, assume we want to add these two fractions now. This LCM divided by this first denominator is like this, we cancel out this. So we'll be left with x minus 5. So I'm going to say the x minus 5 multiplied by a, just like we add fractions. So this divided by this, and it will give us x minus 5. Then x minus 5 multiplied by a is going to give us a multiplied by the x minus 5. And then this is plus there. Let me put the plus sign. Then this LCM now divided by this denominator is like this part. We also cancel this part. So we'll be left with x plus 2. So this denominator, this LCM divided by this denominator will give us x plus 2. So we say the x plus 2 multiplied by b. And that will give us b bracket open x plus 2. So now we can go on from there and simply ignore these denominators now. You agree with me that these denominators are now equal. So let's leave out the denominators. Since they are equal, let's now equate the numerators because they are two equal fractions. So it is this that simplifies to give us this numerator. So we're going to use this numerator to obtain the values of a and b here. So I'm simply going to say that means 3x minus 1 is equivalent to a into x minus 5 plus b into x plus 2. Now we are taking only the numerators now. Then for us to continue, what we're going to do now is to see how we can eliminate one of these letters. So let's eliminate a first. So for us to eliminate a, we're going to make this x to be the opposite sign of the number that we have here. So this is negative 5. So if we place positive 5 here, that if we make x to be positive 5, it's going to give us 5 minus 5, which will be 0. And then 0 multiplied by a is 0. So in that case, we have eliminated a. And that will help us to find the value of b. Hope you understood what I just explained now. So in order to eliminate a, we are going to take the value of positive 5. That is the opposite sign of this number here. So the sign is negative 5. So we're going to use positive 5. So positive 5 minus 5 will give us 0. And I can now use this equality sign. I'll say, let me say it's equal to a bracket open 5 minus 5. That is positive 5. Then plus b I'm also going to put the 5 here since we are taking x to be 5. And then on this side too, I'm going to say 3 multiplied by 5. Don't forget x is 5 now, minus 1. So that will help me to find the value of b. So this is 3 multiplied by 5 is 15. And then minus 1. And that will be equal to 5 minus 5 is simply 0. 0 multiplied by a is 0. So I can ignore this part. So this part has been eliminated. So I'm going to say 5 plus 2. That is 7. 7 multiplied by b will give us 7b. So what do I have next? I have 14 is equal to 7b. So I can now divide both sides by b. Sorry, divide both sides by 7. So this is over 7 over 7. 7 cancels 7. So 14 over 7 is 2 and is equal to b. So we now have the value of b as 2. So b is equal to 2. So just like the way we did here, in order to obtain the value of, in order to eliminate a, now we can come back to this place. Don't forget, we can come back to this portion again. And this time we are going to eliminate b so that we can get the value of a. In order to eliminate b, the sign of this number here is positive 2. So we are going to take the sign negative 2 for x now. Don't forget, we take the opposite sign to what we have here. So this is positive 2. So we're going to take negative 2. So we're going to put negative 2 in place of x in all the parts of x here. So when we put negative 2 for x here, so we are going to get negative 2 plus 2. And that will give us 0. So 0 multiplied by b is 0. And that means b will be eliminated. And that will help us to find the value of a. So let me write this down. So 3, let me write it here. So I'm going to say 3 multiplied by, we are taking x as negative 2. So negative 2 and then minus 1. That is what I've just done here. Because this is 3x minus 1. So, and it's exactly what I've done here. 3x, because we are taking the value of x as negative 2. So 3x minus 1. And that will be equal to the part of a now. Let's look at the part of a. The part of a is ax minus 5. So I'm going to put my x negative 2 here as well. So that will give me the value of a negative 2 minus 5. And then plus b. Don't forget, b is x plus 2. So negative 2 plus 2. So with that now, we can simplify further. So 3 multiplied by negative 2 will give me negative 6. Then minus 1. And that will be equal to negative 2 minus 5 will give me negative 7. So I have negative 7 multiplied by a, which is negative 7a. And then negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 0 multiplied by b is 0. So b has been eliminated. So I now have negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. And that will be equal to negative 7a. So I can now divide both sides by negative 7. I also divide this by negative 7. So this, we cancel this. So I'm left with negative 7 divided by negative 7 is simply 1. Because the negative divided by negative is positive. So 1 is equal to what I have left here, which is a. So that means a is equal to 1. So I can now conclude by saying that the partial fraction now can be resolved into a. Don't forget, my a is 1. So the partial fraction is now 1, which is a, all over x plus 2. Don't forget, this is the resolution, plus b. The value of b is 2. So the value of b is 2. So I'm going to say plus 2 now. That is 2. Excuse me. Divided by x minus 5. So this is our partial fraction. So let's see what we just showed you now from the original question. So the original question is saying a all over x plus 2 plus b all over x minus 5. So we just found the value of a as 1 and the value of b as 2. So we can now substitute 1 here and 2 here, which is exactly what I wrote down here. And that is the partial fraction for this whole fraction here. So that gives us the final partial fraction that it has been resolved into. So this is the final partial fraction, and that's the solution to this equation, to this question. So hope you enjoyed this question. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more detailed videos like this. Thank you for watching.